It's a late night in Beekmantown. Calvin Castine in beautiful downtown Beekmantown. It's the third day of November. I think it's still the third day of November, but at least it was when the day started. It's getting late. We were supposed to go to Saranac for 3 championship games that were supposed to start at 1:30, 3:30, and 5:30. It's right now, it's approaching 8:30, and we haven't yet started the third match. We finished the B's and the C's, and now we got the D's coming up. And as you may look around and see, we're not in Saranac, we're in Beekmantown. The Saranac roof was leaking, so they couldn't play the volleyball matches there. So after trying for a couple of hours or an hour and a half or so to get the roof fixed, they decided that they would move everything down here, and they would start the matches at 4, 6, and 8. And here we are at 8:30, and we haven't even started the warm-ups, half-hour warm-ups. So the 8 o'clock game will start well after 9. So it'll be a late night for Hometown Cable. We got Rick and McKenna Hunter with us, and we're going to stick around to the bitter end. So stay tuned. Class D Championship Volleyball coming right up here on viewer-supported Hometown Cable. And if there's ever a time to support Hometown Cable, now is the time, if you appreciate us sticking around and covering this stuff. Thanks for watching. Don't go away.
She also leads in total blocks with 17. Anna Brown, serving aces, 33. Anna Brown digs with 99, as well as assists. Anna Brown with 54. For Lake Placid, Elizabeth Sharp, 72 kills. Evelyn Sharp, excuse me, 71 kills. Evelyn Sharp leads in total blocks with 12. Dylan Bashaw has total serving aces of 31. And Grace Crawford has 92 digs, and Evelyn Sharp has 89 assists. So, here we are, Beekmantown, New York, for the third and final Section 7 Volleyball Championship. Peru bested Beekmantown in the first contest. In the C contest that we in fact just saw get done, we actually watched the team from Saranac Lake best Saranac, which actually went 4 sets, and we're about set to begin. And for Lake Placid, it appears like it's going to be Evelyn Sharp, the sophomore, to lead it off. And she's got a serve where she leaves the floor. A jump serve, as we like to call it. And again, first point goes to the Blue Bombers. 1 serving 0. Nice job by sophomore Dylan Bashaw. Again, a little miscommunication on behalf of the Bobcats between Alexis Seymour and Cora Barnaby. And it's going to be 2 serving 0. And I'm real quick going to kind of run down through how these teams actually did during the year. NAC actually began their season on September 4th against Beekmantown, lost 3-1. On 9-6, Saranac lost 3-0. 9-11 lost to PHS 3-0. 9-13, Osable Valley lost 3-0. 9-18, Saranac Lake lost 3-0. September 20th, Peru lost 3-0. On 9-25, they playing the foe that they're playing right now, Lake Placid, where they won 3-0. 9-27, they lost to NCCS 3-1. 10-6, they lost to Beekmantown 3-0. Saranac lost 3-0 on October 4th. October 9th, PHS lost 3-0 on 10-14. ABC lost 3-1. 10-15. Saranac Lake lost 3-0. 10-16. Peru lost 3-0. On 10-18, they played like Placid, and they lost 3-1. And on 10-25, NCCS, they lost 3-2. So, again, it is right now 2 serving 4. And a substitution by Lake Placid. Isabella Armstrong comes out. And I'm not sure if it was Rose Burns that entered the contest. And that ball's out. So it is side out, Northern Adirondack. So again, 3 serving 5. Nice serve. And good dig by number 13, Grace Crawford. And side out, Blue Bombers. Dylan Bashaw serving for the Blue Bombers. Nice serve to the back line. Good dig by Anna Brown. And again, number 1, Elise Hogan plays the ball over the net. Spike by number 6, Evelyn Sharp. Good set by Bashaw, but it's into the net. So it is side out to the NAC Bobcats.
So far, what I'm seeing is a lot of points given off a lot of unforced errors, whether they be serving errors or attack errors. I think both teams really need to clean up their play, try and be a little bit more consistent on their returns, their first passes, and I think that could be a huge difference, especially in this contest.
Madison Burnell gets the ace for the Bobcats. Again, 5 serving 6. And into the net. Side out, Blue Bombers. 7 serving 5. Grace Crawford at the line. Again, a little bit of miscommunication. Ball's way back out of play. And the points awarded to the Blue Bombers. Communication on that back line is such an important piece. We'll set for the front and set for the back and into the net. And it is point Blue Bombers, and Grace Crawford's going to give it another go. Again, 9 serving 5. Nice job by number 7, Alexis Seymour. The junior setter finds the space in the back corner.
Left-handed too.
That was very well done, wasn't it? Good dig by Crawford. And nice spike by Evelyn Sharp, the sophomore. And we got a substitution. Number 2, Stephanie Kelly is out, the junior. And we've got a timeout, I believe, by Elizabeth Brown. And again, we're back. Northern Adirondack timeout. And Rose Burns will serve it up for the Blue Bombers. Must have a foot fault. So it is side out Bobcats. And again, the set is too tight into the net. Foot movement, a little bit of central over the ball. What would you suggest, Mac?
I think it needs to come down to a good first pass. I think that first pass was way too tight to the net for a setter or any other player to really be able to control it or do anything with it.
Well, Cora Barnaby actually finds the hole there in between number 13, Grace Crawford, and also number 7, Barrett Smith. And it will be 11 serving 10. 10-10, sorry. We'll touch over by Smith. Again, got a little bit of appears like Sharp. Evelyn Sharp saved that one. They keep the rally going. And a backward set to number 3, Cora Barnaby. And again, we see the volleying continue. Nice actual save on that play by Rose Burns, a sophomore. And Cora Barnaby does a little bump over the net and leads to, again, an 11-10 advantage. Good dig by Crawford. And that ball is out. And the Bobcats will give it another go. It's 12 serving 10. Good movement by the Blue Bombers. Trying to make sure that and again, nobody kind of even approached the net, and Cora Barnaby's just kind of pushed the ball down.
But unfortunately, she hit the net on her way down, and it's going to be like Placid's point.
It's hard when you come up. You got to be able to get those hands so they kind of over the top, but what's the height distance on that net anyway? What are we looking at?
I want to say just over 7 feet, but I'm not positive.
Good set by Sharp for 10, Dylan Bashaw. And it is going to be 12 serving 12 in this Class D championship here at Beekmantown High School on the evening of November 3rd. Again, this contest was scheduled to begin at 5:30, and as you know, it's a little after 9 o'clock right now, so these teams, some of them, the players might have been waiting around for quite some time before this contest began. Nice little touch by Barrett Smith, the senior. And again, this contest is deadlocked in set 1. Good communication by the Bobcats. Oh, well done by Anna Brown, looking for that back corner. I'm not so sure that that particular ball stayed in, but there it is. Ball's coming out from the R2 official. And yes, it did stay in. And Anna Brown will serve it up for the Bobcats. Nice serve and a nice dig by Barrett Smith. NAC keeps it alive and into the net with a spike. And it is side out Blue Bombers. Again, I'm going to run down real quick. If you look at the Lake Placid Central Blue Bombers, Stephanie Kelly is a junior. She is a great setter. Sarah McKillop is a libero. Karis Hudson is a defensive setter. Evelyn Sharp, middle back, and also a setter. Isabella Armstrong appears also to be a defensive setter. Dylan Dashaw is a setter and outside hitter. Matilda McConey is a defensive setter. Grace Crawford, an outside hitter, and Rose Burns is an outside hitter also. Again, it is 15 serving 15, like a lot of the contests we've viewed today. Both teams have been pretty equitable in meeting their opponents. Many of the sets actually have found themselves even throughout. And again, that serve is long, and the Blue Bombers will take a 16-15 advantage. Number 15, Rose Burns comes out for the Blue Bombers. And that's going to be point Blue Bombers. Again, both these teams have pretty small benches. The Blue Bombers have 3 players for substitutes, and the Bobcats have 4. And now they kind of spread their lead a little bit. It is 18 serving 15. Again, Sandy Huber is the coach of the Blue Bombers. Probably getting a little bit of breathing room here. Again, too tight to the net with that set. That's been a problem for the Bobcats this evening. Nice job by number 12, Madison Burnell, trying to look for that push to the back line. And it's 19 serving 15. Ball's misplayed by the Blue Bombers. It's side out, Bobcats. And serve is up for Madison Burnell, the senior. And again, into the net by the Blue Bombers.
And once again, we're just seeing a lot of change and turnovers on point due to bad, unforced errors that shouldn't occur. Just slowing it down just that extra second, getting a set instead of forcing a 2 play. Slowing down on the serve rather than getting a service error. That's what's going to make a huge difference for both of these teams. The team that's willing to slow it down a little bit, set up their 3, not force a kill, and just try and force the other team to make errors might come away with a win here.
Madison Burnell, the senior, gets the ace. She'll serve it up again. And again, this time, instead of having run off the arms of Karis Hudson for the point, she actually plays the opposite line. And again, tight into the net, hit twice by the Bobcat Alexis Kerr. And it will be point Blue Bombers, 20 serving 18. And it's going to be timeout Elizabeth Brown, as again they are down 21-18. High school, again I am Rick Hunter, Calvin Castine on the camera, McKenna Hunter on color. And again, I don't think I announced our officials, although I know they were announced earlier on. Patty Perrin is your R1, Bob Pooler is your R2, Heath Miner is your line judge, and your other line judge is Kelly Snide. And the number 7 senior, Alexis Seymour, gets the ball over the net and collects the point for the Blue Bombers, and it is 19 serving 21.
I don't think either teams have the best approach for setting up for that hit, that final hit. Their approach is a little off, and I think that's one of the reasons we're seeing a lot of unforced attack errors tonight for both of these teams. I think either slowing it down, or maybe instead of trying to go for a full hit, trying to roll over the net and push it into a back corner might be able to be a little more safe, generate a little bit less unforced error point turnovers, and might actually get you a game or two.
Yeah, in that particular case, you saw the NAC forward Alexis Kerr misplay that ball, and it went off the hands of number 3 Cora Barnaby. And the Blue Bombers are getting closer to this first set, but again, a long ways from set number 1. Good serve by number 15 Rose Burns, and she'll collect the ace. And this is set point Blue Bombers.
This is going to be a hard area to dig out for the Bobcats. They have to, one, get side out on this serve, break serve, get side out, and then they have to carry and push another 4 points to tie it up before they put any pressure on the Blue Bombers. That's quite a big deal for most teams.
But as we just saw, again, if communication doesn't occur, it's easy to have those letdowns, and there the ball runs off the hand because of miscommunication by the Blue Bombers. And real quick, you can see that Sandy Huber is going to call a timeout and kind of reset those Blue Bombers. We are back, and we'll see if Sandy Huber's timeout, in fact, will lead the Blue Bombers to their first set victory here. But again, if the serving freshman Elise Hogan has anything to say about it, that won't be the case. Nice job setting for number 5, Karis Hudson. Sophomore did a nice job of actually just playing a cross shot. And
I also think a lot of credit needs to be given to number 10, Anna Brown, for that smart decision to just push it into that back corner. Force Lake Placid to make the move to get the point. That was a very well thought out play by Ms. Brown.
Well done. And again, Elise Hogan looks to almost the same spot on the serve. Good save by Hogan. And set by Kerr. Again, nobody's defending at the net for the Blue Bombers, and Cora Barnaby is right there to kind of push that ball down, but Blue Bombers are able to save it.
And they need one more point here to be able to tie it up and take away set point.
It looks like Evelyn Sharp carried the ball, and the Blue Bombers now are serving 23-24.
Great spot.
And we got this thing deadlocked.
Great spot on that push. She's done it a few times now where she just recognizes that gap, and rather than forcing it, she just makes a nice push to space. Force the unforced error on Lake Placid, and that's well done.
And again, the last time these two teams met, it was Lake Placid that came away with a 3-1 win. And the Blue Bombers, which were close to kind of winning that first set find themselves now on their heels. Again, advantage Bobcats. Serve by Hogan. And that ball's out.
This could be a crucial comeback for NAC. To come back from a 19-24 deficit, break serve, push 5 points now to earn your self-set point. That could be huge.
Yeah, they might look back on this if this is you know, that first set that they were able to kind of crawl out of the hole and win this first motivating set. And there it is.
Great way to finish it off, too. Absolutely stunning hit.
And the first set goes to the Northern Adirondack Bobcats, 26-24. And we'll come back in 1 minute. Cats, who are the number 2 seed in Class D.
Just to be clear for those watching, though, that is 2 out of 2. Section 7 only has 2 schools that vie for a Class D volleyball spot.
Well, both these teams are trying to look forward to moving on and playing the 7:30 contest against Section 2 on November 6th. And again, it's going to be Elise Hogan serving it up for the Bobcats. Nice job on the set by Grace Crawford for number 8, Isabella Armstrong. And that ball is going to run long. Side out Blue Bombers. Barrett Smith, the senior, serving. And again, the air made into the net, and it is 2-0. A lot of velocity, but not over the net. 1-2 Bobcats. Nice high ball. Again, set by number 10, Bashaw.
Sometimes those high serves can be the most difficult ones to play with because you know that it's high, you don't know when it's going to drop, and sometimes there's that natural tendency in the back row to think that that ball's going long and then drops at the last minute and lands in the court, and it's the worst feeling.
Cora Barnaby did a nice job, the junior, getting the ball out of the net and over for the Bobcats, keeping the play alive. And then number 10, Anna Brown, buries the ball in the back far corner, and it is 2-2. Again, both these teams play a number of Class B and Class C schools throughout the season, so they play a higher level of competition. And right now they're just vying for bragging rights for Class D. Again, ball is long by the Blue Bombers. It's going to be 3-2. And again, the air playing the ball into the net. Nice serve, good dig by Evelyn Sharp. And again, nice spike by the Blue Bombers' Grace Crawford. Good job over the net by Rose Burns. And the Blue Bombers get a point back. 3-4. pretty good set as it was going into the net by Dylan Bashaw for number 6 Evelyn Sharp. Plays made into the net. Side out Bobcats. And serving error. And Grace Crawford will give it a go. And again, a lot of serving errors, Mac. A lot of serving errors. It's almost like they're not taking their time. Need to settle down a little bit and just concentrate on the technical piece to get that ball over the net.
Yeah, sometimes that serves hard though, especially if you haven't served in a while or the ball hasn't seen you. Especially for subs coming off the bench, serving can be a taxing moment.
And again, we see a substitution. It'll be number 2, Stephanie Kelly coming out. Number 15, Rose Burns back in. And we'll see what the senior can do. In this particular case, again, Rose Burns is an outside hitter, defensive setter. And boom, point for Blue Bombers. Some of these teams really get into when they score those aces, and it didn't seem like the Blue Bombers were all that fired up on that one. We're back set, and again, great job by number 6 Evelyn Sharp, and it is 7-6. Good job setting by number 7, Alexa Seymour of the Bobcats. That's into the net, making it very tough, but number 10, Dylan Bashaw, gets a hand on it, and the sophomore will get side out for her Blue Bombers. 8-6. Again, in the second set, the first set was won by the Bobcats 26-24.
Right now, the Bobcats just need to slow it down a little bit, get that one good pass, that one good set, and get the ball over the net. Force Lake Placid to make an error here, and they're back in this. But if they keep going, what's going to happen is they're just compounding errors, I think.
Yeah, they got to break serve. They got to find a way to get these Blue Bombers off their little motivational tour here. Wow, great job by number 10, Anna Brown, digging that out of the court. And unfortunately for the Blue Bombers, that ball finds its way into the hole. And Rose Burns will serve it up. Again, that first dig is such a critical piece. And it looks like, I'm not sure, I believe it was Dylan Bashaw. Or no, I'm sorry, it was Anna Brown that was able to get that ball into the, in front of the center setter for the Blue Bombers. Number 5, Karis Hudson. And right now, it is 11-7. Good point by the Blue Bombers. No, I'm sorry, by the Bobcats. Tongue twisted there for a second. And side out Blue Bombers.
These service errors could definitely kill either of these teams, whoever advances to Section 2. They have to eliminate mistakes like this that they're capable of getting rid of. It just needs a little bit more practice and a little bit more mental focus.
Nice job by Isabella Armstrong on the serve. Sophomore finds the hole in the center part of the court. And a backward set. And again, it can't find its way over. And it is 14 serving 8 in this second set of this Class D championship.
And we'll go to a break for the Bobcat timeout.
And we are back. One thing's for sure, Mac, in both the Class C and the Class B contest, we didn't see any calls that were questioned by players. The officials did a nice job of calling both those contests, and as well, I think we're seeing the same thing here out of Perrin, Pooler, Minor, and Snide. Point Bobcats. 9 serving 14. And a nice serve by Hogan. And good dig by number 7, Alexis Seymour. Hogan will serve it again. And again, trying to serve most of those serves to the right-hand side of the court. And she'll collect another point for the Bobcats. Again, 11 serving 14 in set 2.
If you recall, Hogan was who they rallied on in the first set as well.
And just as we say that, we've got a substitution by the Lake Placid Blue Bombers. Number 5 will come in, Karis Hudson, the sophomore, and number 8, Isabella Armstrong, the sophomore, will come out. Big serve by the Blue Bombers, number 7, Barrett Smith. And that time we saw 2 Blue Bombers, number 10 Dylan Bashaw and number 13 Grace Crawford, go to the net. Might have created a little bit of angst for number 3 Cora Barnaby as she pushes it into the net. And just as the Blue Bombers get the side out, the unforced serving error, and it's side out Bobcats, 12 serving 17 in the second set. Good serve and good, even a better dig by Rose Burns. Again, communication by the Blue Bombers is important here. Good dig by number 5, Karis Hudson. And again, that ball is going to run away from that back line off of Barrett Smith's hands, the senior. Oh, I'm sorry. Off of Alexis Seymour's hands, the senior. And Dylan Bashaw, the sophomore, will serve for the Blue Bombers. Good serve, got a little spin on the ball, unable to be handled, and it is 19 serving 12. Again, seems like the Bobcats are struggling with the serve of Barrett Smith. And again, I think last minute communication on the behalf of the Blue Bombers, and it's side out Bobcats. 13 serving 19. serve to the back line by Anna Brown. And that ball is going to be long by the Blue Bombers.
That was a good eye by Brown. Great serve, but even better eye to see that the ball was going out and not touch it.
And again, just to provide that resistance at the net by number 13, Grace Crawford. Force the air. And Crawford will serve for the Blue Bombers. Unforced dig air. And we're going to see a timeout by Elizabeth Brown. We'll be back in 1 minute. Back. Again, Section 7 Class D Volleyball Championship between the number 1 seed like Placid Blue Bombers and the number 2 seed Northern Adirondack Bobcats. And serving again is Grace Crawford. The timeout by Elizabeth Brown of the Bobcats, I think, was tried to hopefully slow her down. That didn't work. It is 22 serving 14. And again, the Blue Bombers continue to find the holes there. And unable to handle those serves. And she's going to serve it up with a 23-14 lead in this second set. Backward set. Forward ball by number 8, Alexis Kerr. Again, nice set by Seymour. And again, communication by the Bobcats, or the Blue Bombers at the net, allows the ball to kind of be played over. A little bit of a volleying going here. Great job by number 3, the junior Cora Barnaby, to actually stuff the Blue Bombers number 6, Evelyn Sharp. And it is 15 serving 23, and we've got a substitution. It appears as number 3, Cora Barnaby, is out. And number 13, Molly King, is in, the senior. And that ball is long. And King's going to get a chance to do it again. And again, 2 is coming in for the Blue Bombers. 11 is out. Stephanie Kelly is in. And Dylan Bashaw is out. No, sorry. Matilda Marconi. Nice eye by Grace Crawford looking at that back line, or not Grace Crawford, Madison Burnell trying to find that back line. But in this case, the Blue Bombers are the ones that find the hole. Again, 15's in, 2 is out for the Blue Bombers.
And it looks like it'll be an even bigger hole for the Bobcats to have to climb back out of this time.
And with a set point, it's a serving air. Side out Bobcats, hoping to hold this second set alive. 17 serving 24.
Last set they were able to push 4, but now they actually have to push 7 to tie it up.
They like a challenge, and it looks like they're going to get that first one. Nice job by Burnell with the serve just inside that right-hand line, or that left-hand line. 18 serving 24. Great Great job by number 8, Alexis Kerr, and they keep this second set alive. Good spike. Let's see if Brunel can keep up the good work here. And nice. Just not enough to get it over the net that time. And it is set number 2 going to the Blue Bombers. And we are back here for the Class D Section 7 Volleyball Championship. Again, it is now 1 set apiece. The Blue Bombers of Lake Placid won the last set 25-19, and it was the NAC Bobcats who won the first set 26-24. And serving for the Blue Bombers will be number 6, Evelyn Sharp. And that's into the net, and it is going to be 1-0. And another serving error. Now on both sides. And 5 will come out, 8 will go in. Hudson out, Armstrong in for the Blue Bombers. Good job at the net by the Blue Bombers. And it'll be 2-1. And the Bobcat Molly King, Madison Brunel does a nice job of actually finding that back spot, and it goes off the hands of Rose Burns, and it will be 2-2 Bobcats. And that serve is long, and again, we've seen a lot of serving errors tonight.
Ton.
That's a nice dig by the Bobcat. Number 9, Emily Fleury. And it will be 3-3. Backward set by Hogan. Ball pushed over by the Bobcats, and it looks like it's going to be a enforced error again, and now it'll be 4-3. Both these teams back and forth. Neither of these teams can gain any momentum.
And I think part of that is due to the unforced errors in the serves and the attacks. We saw it in the first set and the second set that the team that was able to just slow it down rather than force the ball and try and hit winners when they don't need to, just relaxed and just played volleyball, put the ball over the net, and was confident in not giving up on forced errors are the teams that were rallying at times.
Armstrong out, the sophomore. Hudson, the sophomore, in for the Blue Bombers. Nice spike. And it finds its way to the ground, and Grace Crawford picks up a critical momentum point here. 5-4 in this third set of the Class D Championship. And that ball is out as we see Heath Miner raise his flag. Again, that dig into the net is trouble for the Bobcats, and it's going to be an unforced error, and it'll be serving for Blue Bombers. And it doesn't appear like the Blue Bombers are communicating sometimes when that ball comes into close proximity between two players. And again, just as they pick up a couple of points, they now give up another error. And the Bobcats will send Madison Burnell to the back line. Good dig by Barrett Smith. And again, we see that Grace Crawford gets a hand on it to help it over the net. Advantage Blue Bombers. Nice serve. And again, the dig is into the net. Nobody can get to that ball to get it out of the net for the Blue Bombers, and it'll be 8 serving 6. Grace Crawford, the sophomore, will give it a go again. 9 serving 6. Nice set by Seymour for Kerr. Again, nice set for Kerr. And she can't quite get it over. And it's Blue Bombers, 10 serving 6. Good dig by the junior Cora Barnaby. Good set by Bashaw for Sharp, and again they'll do it again, and again nice dig by Barnaby and into the net, and again a lot of unforced errors into the net on behalf of the Blue Bombers. Do you think at what point will Elizabeth Brown call a timeout and get our Bobcats kind of settled down here?
Probably in the next 1 or 2 points if the Bombers keep pushing.
And right now they're on a roll. 12 serving 6 Blue Bombers. Nice serve, a lot of English on that ball. Too much for Cora Barnaby to handle, and it is 13 serving 6, and just as you said, Mac, you almost read her mind. Elizabeth Brown has seen enough. And we are back here again in this third and integral set. And right now it is 13 serving 6 Blue Bombers. And what a great ace from Crawford. Again, nice serve to the back line, and she's got something going on there. You can tell she's got a pretty good spin on that ball, and it causes trouble for Anna Brown in the back line.
Crawford has had 26 aces this season.
And very wise Stephanie Kelly let that ball go out of bounds, and the Blue Bombers continue to roll here, 16-6.
I think the Blue Bombers have really settled down into not making unforced errors and just kind of slowing the game down, playing it move by move, focusing on that first pass, and it shows with the last set the result that they got, and so far in this one.
Well, it definitely, I think it was important. I think winning that second set gave them a little bit of confidence, and they've kind of carried it into this third set. Good job reading the play by Alexis Kerr, the senior, and she kind of finds the hole in the middle of the court, and it'll be 8 serving 16. Again, tough set there for the Blue Bombers, but Crawford finds the way to get it over the net. And the Bobcats are on a little roll here. Again, that time I think Evelyn Sharp found herself too close to the net to be able to play that ball over.
Yeah, I think she tried to force it on that second play instead of just saying, I'm going to put it up and then I'll let someone else on my team get that third hit over the net. I know there's that impulse when you're there to try and push it over, but a lot of the times that impulse is what causes a lot of your unforced errors, and we're seeing it now with Lake Placid. They've lost that groove that they had settled into, and they're losing it.
Well, it doesn't seem like they're moving their feet really well right now, and Sandy Huber's seen enough, and we're going to be back in one moment. And we're back here in Beacontown, New York. We are in the third set between the Blue Bombers of Lake Placid and the Bobcats of Northern Adirondack. And NAC's on a little bit of a roll here. And number 14, Chelsea Tanzer, the freshman, is serving it up. Again, 12 serving 16. And a nice serve to the back line by Tanzer. And again, just too much for Crawford to be able to play that one-handed hit from the back line. Doesn't seem like a lot of them are moving their feet, and it's forcing them to take those unforced errors. Nice job for setting 7 Barrett Smith, and it's, I think, got the Blue Bombers realizing again you don't always have to play that ball direct over the net. Again, if you're looking at that second touch, get that set, and in that case it worked for the Blue Bombers. It is 17 serving 13. Nice job by the Bobcats. The set from Brown for Kerr. And then Kerr's going to try finding that back line, or Brown's going to try finding that back line. And again, Kerr and Brown set up again. And again, this time it'll be Kerr pushing the ball across. And got a pretty good volley going here. Oh, nice save by Burns on that back line for the Blue Bombers. And again, they're going to continue to try to work that ball to that back line. And again, that one was almost too tight into the net, almost meant trouble. But in this case, it kind of falls on the case of the Blue Bombers, and it is going to be 14 serving 17 in this third set. Again. And the Blue Bombers now 15 serving 17. You know, we're looking at some of these Max Prep national averages, and some of them just seem very interesting in terms of, you know, the average. But again, you got to remember all the different athletes that play. So. And again, we got a substitution. It's going to be Armstrong in and Hudson out for the Blue Bombers. And Smith tries to find that back line, but can't quite do it. 16 serving 18, set 3. And that serves long. Actually, I think it might have caught the line. As we saw Heath Miner kind of point the flag down. (17 serving 18). Alexis Kerr serves him into the net. Side out, Blue Bombers. 19 serving 17. And again, that ball looked like it was going to be tight in the net. It makes its way over the net, and the Blue Bombers don't have an answer for it. 10 is coming out for the Bobcats, and I'm not sure who came in. I think it was number 9, Emily Fleury, and she's wearing a Labaro jersey. Nice little push there by Evelyn Sharp, the Blue Bombers, and it causes trouble for the Bobcats, and it is going to be 20 serving 19. Nice set, and well done. That was textbook. Great set by Evelyn Sharp, and Crawford didn't make a mistake with that. Or was that Bashaw? Finds the hole. Again, ace for Barrett Smith, the senior. 22 serving 19. Again, third set, one apiece. Great job digging that out of the court was number 8, Alexis Kerr, but they can't find a way to get it over the net. And it is 23 serving 19, and Elizabeth Brown's seen enough. She's going to call a quick timeout. We'll be back in 1 minute. Back here at the Beekmantown Central Gymnasium in Beekmantown, New York. Again, for those of you that are not North Country natives, we are about 15 minutes out of Plattsburgh, New York. We are about an hour and a half out of Montreal, Quebec. And the Blue Bombers continue to roll here. Nice ace. And it is set point Blue Bombers.
And this is huge for them. If they're able to win this set, they really put Northern Adirondack on the ropes going into this fourth set.
Nice serve. Good dig by Kerr, and the Blue Bombers are going to take set 2, 24-19. And we're going to be back in 1 minute for the fourth set. We're back here in Beekmantown for, again, the Section 7 Class D Volleyball Championship. We are in set number 4 as it is about to begin. And it appears like the Bobcats will serve. Again, the first set was won by NAC 26-24. The last 2 sets were won by the Blue Bombers 25-19 and 24-19. And nice job by the junior Cora Barnaby. And again, the dig can't be provided by Evelyn Sharp. And again, it is 2 serving 0. And just as I say that, it is a serving error. So it's side out. Blue Bombers, 1 serving 2. Good job with the serve by Sharp to that back line. And again, a little bit too much mustard by Crawford, and it finds its way out, and it's 3 serving 1 Bobcats.
I'd be curious to see what would happen if these teams played at a different time, if we'd still be seeing the number of unforced errors that we're seeing. It is 10:20 in the evening right now, and I can assure you that most, if not all, of these girls are not used to playing volleyball this late in the evening. So mentally, that's got to be taxing for some of them.
I agree, Mac. I think this contest that was originally scheduled for 5:30, finds itself, 5 hours later almost, and it definitely has to play a part. Nice job digging the ball out of the net is Dylan Bashaw. And it pays off for the Blue Bombers, and it'll be 3 serving 4. And nice ace by Dylan Bashaw. Nice work by Cora Barnaby, the junior. Just kind of pushes the ball down, and it'll be side out Bobcats. 5-4, set 4 in this Class D championship. again, ball into the net. Unforced error by the Blue Bombers, and it is 6 serving 4. That ball kind of was misplayed by the back Barrett Smith, but able to keep it alive, and they earn the point. Nice job by Crawford finding the floor. 5 serving 6. And again, maybe fatigue starting to set in here. Because you can definitely see some of these are just, they're not taking time with the serve. And I think it's just these unforced errors are really kind of adding up here. And it'll be side out Blue Bombers, 6 serving 7. Nice serve by Rose Burns. And again, Burns tries to pick that back corner. Nice job by Isabella Armstrong with a dig. And the Blue Bombers roll, 8 serving 7. Burns again picking that spot where Armstrong is. Nice carried ball bumped over by Barrett Smith, and 9 serving 7. Bashaw helps the ball over. Now it looks like it was a handling error. And definitely now, Mac, the Blue Bombers have gained some momentum here. 10 serving 7 in this 4th set.
And part of that is due to the serving of number 15, Rose Burns. She's been very consistent tonight, and especially in this set with these serves.
Nice job. They find the hole again. And again, it'll be interesting to see if Elizabeth Brown calls a timeout in the next point or two if the advantage continues to move in the Blue Bombers' ways. And got some English on that one. Runs off the hands of Madison Burnell, the senior, and just as I thought, we're going to see Brown call a timeout and try to restructure her Bobcats. We'll be back in 1 minute. And hi, this is Rick Hunter. I'm back here at the Beekman Town Gymnasium with, again, Calvin Castine on the camera, McKenna Hunter on color, and we are finding ourselves late into the evening, almost 10:30 p.m. And the Bobcats right now are serving 8-12. And that timeout seemed to kind of at least break the momentum for the Blue Bombers. Again, 9 serving 12. And serving error. And it'll be Isabella Armstrong in for the Blue Bombers and number 5, Karis Hudson, the sophomore, out. for Sandy Huber. Nice backward set for the senior Barrett Smith. And that ball is going to find its way out. And the Blue Bombers are going to pick up another point. 14 serving 9, fourth set. Again, NAC won the first one. The Blue Bombers have won the last two. Backward set by Hogan. Finds its way over. Again. Nice job. Well done. Probably one of the best points of the night by the senior Barrett Smith. Realizes that the Bobcats are playing well off the net and just kind of touches the ball over. And it is 15 serving 9. Good dig by Anna Brown. And again, the ball kind of played too tight to the net. And the Blue Bombers continue to roll here. 16 serving 9 in this fourth set. Into the net, serving air. And it is side out Bobcats. And we're going to see what Alexis Seymour, the senior, can do for Elizabeth Brown's Bobcats. Serving air. Side out Blue Bombers. And again, I think as we get closer to that 20-point mark for the Blue Bombers, I think Elizabeth Brown's got to be a little bit concerned. Again, communication was not working there for the Bobcats, and the Blue Bombers pick up another point. It's 18 serving 10. And the ace for the sophomore Armstrong.
And Brown did make a change with the libero, putting her in, seeing that NAC was having some difficulty really rebounding and getting the points off, being able to control that back line. So she subbed that libero in without having to go through the formal sub that she normally would for an actual player.
And in this case, there are 4 hits on the behalf of the Bobcats, and it is point awarded to the Blue Bombers. 20 serving 10 in this 4th set. And right now, it just appears like some of the Bobcats are just frustrated. That's an unforced error, and again, you're going to see Elizabeth Brown kind of call a timeout as Alexis Kerr kind of puts her hands over her head, and we're going to be back in 1 minute. And we are back here to the Beekmantown Gymnasium. And again, the Blue Bombers are sitting on a pretty big lead here in set number 4, 21-10. They won the last two, 25-19 and 24-19. Again, that ball just set too tight to the net for the Bobcats. There's not much that they can do with that. Again, nice serve by number 8, Isabella Armstrong. She's on a roll here. Oh, wonderful point by the Blue Bombers. It started off with just patience by Grace Crawford, who actually set Dylan Bashaw, and she did a backward set for number 7, Barrett Smith, and great point by the Blue Bombers. 23 serving 10, and right now this is not only, oh, it actually ran out. It is side out Bobcats, 11 serving 23. Nice serve. Well done. Well done by Elise Hogan, the freshman. Just enough to get the ball over the net. And again, the central part of that court was just playing back a little bit too far. And now she's going to play to the back line. Nice job playing to the back line. The libero for the Bobcats handles it well. And number 9, Emily Fleury, the junior, is holding up in that back line. A little bit of a rally going here by the Bobcats. Good job by Anna Brown to save that from going out. And that ball is long, and it is set and match point for the Lake Placid Blue Bombers. And it is, again, 5, Karis Hudson coming in, the sophomore. And out is number 8, Isabella Armstrong. And there it is. And your Section 7 Class D champions are the Lake Placid Blue Bombers. Again, wonderful match. Congratulations to both teams. And again, on behalf of NFHS and also Hometown Cable, again, we want to thank Calvin Castine. We want to thank McKenna Hunter. And we're going to stick around to watch the awarding of the hardware. And so this particular contest played out like this. The NAC Bobcats won the first set, 26-24. Second set, Blue Bombers 25-19. Third set, Blue Bombers 24-19. And the last and final set, 25-12. Let's see as these teams are given their awards.
First of all, I'd like to congratulate the Bobcats on a hard-fought match tonight. Great season.
What a great season by the Bobcats as they're given their runner-up trophy. And again, awarded a volleyball. And now we're seeing the Lake Placid Blue Bombers getting their sectional trophy, each individual athlete.
Number 5, Karis Hudson. Number 6, Evelyn Sharp. Number 7, Barrett Smith. Number 8, Isabel Armstrong. Number 10, Dylan Ashton. Number 11, Matilda Makona. Number 13, Grace Crawford. Number 15,
and again, awarding these patches is Vicki McMillan on behalf of the CVAC. And now the ball and the hardware.
And now your Section 7 Class D champion, the Lake Placid Blue Bombers.
And congratulations to Lake Placid Blue Bombers. What a great season on behalf of the Bobcats of NAC. Again, on behalf of the NFHS as well as Hometown Cable, Calvin Castine, Ken Hunter, and myself, Rick Hunter, have a good evening.
And our thanks to Rick Hunter and McKenna Hunter for taking us through the game. Let's see what time it is here. It's almost 20 minutes to 11, so it's been a long day. And that's going to wrap it up. If you're watching this, you're a viewer, and we need viewer support to keep covering this kind of programming. If you appreciate Hometown Cable, then maybe it's time to start showing it, because think it's harder every year to justify it. Thanks for watching and supporting viewer-supported local television, Hometown Cable.